So I know nothing about lighting or anything. This is my first video. I guess I'll introduce the channel a little. I'm doing this, by the way. I'm sitting in a laundry pile. I've got clean clothes, some folded clean clothes. Some of these laundries are multiple loads of laundry clean. They've been clean and I've done multiple loads of laundry before folding or wearing them. So it's time to do it all, but I kept getting distracted doing the other thing and the amateur stuff. I guess I'm an amateur laundry folder. But and I figured, this is what the process is like of whenever I'm doing stuff anyways. It's never like I sit down to do stuff. Oh, I feel like this light's probably not great. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah, so it'll be like I sit down to do laundry, and then I get my laptop out, and right now I'm searching how to. The project I'm working on right now is when I was younger I had one of these, like a little Game Boy Advance, and I was always more of a fire red person, but I just started a new game on leaf green, but I can't cheat on this, which I don't want to spend that much time doing it. I just want to have a good time. So I want to put a Raspberry Pi in one of these, and I feel like there's enough space. I got a shell because I didn't want to destroy a functioning one of these. This is history, and I can play the games on here still. So I got a shell on eBay, and I got a bunch of different parts to go in there, and this is my least favorite part of a project. Is now I have the idea, I want to do it, I've committed, and I've gotten parts, and now I just have to wait for them, because usually I wait to get parts so long that I give up on the project and don't ever end up doing it. But I'm trying not to, or I guess I'm trying to follow through a little more and be yeah, I'm an adult, I can totally do this thing that I want to do. So basically I figured out the screen size that I wanted. I got a 3.5-inch HDMI screen that can be powered from the USB port of the Raspberry Pi. I don't know, because I'm using a Raspberry Pi Zero. I'm thinking I'm going to use. I can't find the new Raspberry Pis anywhere. It seems like they didn't even come out that recently. There's just, I guess, always a shortage of Raspberry Pis. So yeah, I'm using the ones that I used to have, or have from when I used to be a lot more nerdy and was collecting this sort of stuff. And so I think today I'm gonna start testing it out, because I'm realizing the technology I'm gonna use will be consistent. And for buttons, I think I saw this somewhere. Either I saw it. I don't think this is my idea. I'm pretty sure I saw it in a tutorial, because I'll do when I'm planning a project. I'll just spend way too much time just reading how other people have done similar things. And how to connect the buttons is a pretty consistently annoying looking thing, and I wasn't sure that this is the final form factor that I want to go for, and I don't want to have to do new electronics and stuff. So I ordered on eBay just a little controller that has this amount of buttons, plus it was either NES or SNES controller, and so it's got the XY buttons too, which I think the YouTuber Wormy did one of these with X and Y buttons. I don't know that I'm going to do them. I might just leave them in the case, just attached, unplugged buttons, unused. But that'll plug in via USB, so that way I don't have to worry about am I going to program this via the GPIO ports? And a lot of stuff just has default controller support, and I'm using a controller seems the easiest way to do this. So I'm waiting for all that, but I realized I've been running an emulator on my Mac, because I want to play Pokemon Fire Red, and I want to start cheating and stuff, because come on, that's my favorite part of the games. It was never the process. I feel it's the cheating and stuff, and then being able to just have fun and do whatever. I guess that's why I love sandbox games. anyways, I don't know how to, I don't really know how I'm going to set up my Raspberry Pi. And rather than wait for all those parts, I think I'm going to start prototyping that. Which is why I started recording this video. Yeah, so what I'm thinking right now is I'll probably do something like RetroPie. That's what the DuckDuckGo search is showing a lot of, because then I think with that, like, that's a whole operating system in and of itself. And so I can just like load that up onto the Raspberry Pi, then the Raspberry Pi's on here, and then I don't have to worry about like, okay, this is like a computer running its own operating system, running a program that's emulating it. Like, it's just doing it. But I want to see how that works beforehand, because if that doesn't work well, it's just not going to be worth doing. Yeah, I want to make sure it's like something I'm comfortable with, and I want it to be open for modification in the future, because I really like the idea of having, like, I don't know why this keeps coming to me, but I saw when like Adafruit, they have this like flexible e-paper display, and I would love an e-paper display in here. Originally I wanted to do this, I was going to do this device with one of the first DS, so it was going to clamshell, and I wanted down here to be an e-paper display, so that if I'm like in the sunlight, I just like play it like this. It's like this form factor, and then I also have like another display there that's regular, but I don't know that I'll have the computing power for that. And I also kind of like, this is like small, it's a little thinner, and it's like a unibody design, so I can make it pretty durable, and I might like mod the case a little to like make it a little more drop resistant, so that I can just like take this into the woods. Maybe I'll add like a solar panel, because I want this to be able to be pretty like long lasting, like out in the sun. But anyways, I was thinking it could be cool to have like a status indicator that's like e-paper. I don't know if that's going to be like notifications or like device status, but I thought having a little e-paper thing, and it could be cool because like I like this form factor, and I'm thinking maybe where that Nintendo logo is, because what I'm making will not in fact be a Nintendo device, I could carve something out there, and I was thinking of using the flexible display to sort of be able to keep the display a little more neat in the case and like slide it out. So I would maybe like have like a thing on the back, and I could like slide it out, check the battery and whatever, like see what my computer usage is. Yeah, so I'm kind of just like turning those ideas around in my head, and I'm also trying to think of like cart reading ideas. So if anyone ends up seeing this and has successfully, like, I know someone booted an SD card off of a cart reader, which makes sense, like you just line up the pins, which I get, but I want to be able to like plug this cartridge, this like regular, my childhood leaf green, into my device and play that like a ROM. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. And so right now, the two options I'm thinking are, they make like cart flashers that can read and write them. And so I'm thinking potentially maybe one of those could like load that, and if I like have the ROM locally, so it could identify the ROM and either then like go out and find and download the ROM, like a program that like you insert it, but like that takes too much time, so no. But maybe like you insert it and it's like, oh, this is it, and it loads the save information from the cart, fires up the ROM locally, so you're not playing on here, and then you play the ROM locally starting from the save point in this cart. And so like theoretically while you're playing, you can remove the cart and nothing changes, and then when you go to save, because the cart is inserted, it saves back to the cart, which I would have to think about that just as like a fail-safe thing of like, if you start up a game and then put in a new cart, like say I start up playing a ROM of Donkey Kong and then put in my leaf green cart, I would need to make sure that then it doesn't, when I go to save Donkey Kong, doesn't go and try and save that on my leaf green cart. But yeah, if anyone sees this and has an idea on an approach or like where to source parts for this, I would love to hear any feedback. And have a lovely day, night, or whatever.